live right here, Monday, January 8th. I'm Dean Obeidallah. I'm on Twitter, where I'm needy as ever, at DEAN of Comedy. Right now, though, very happy to welcome into the studio a very stable genius, Nayyera Haq.
I know horses.
She knows a lot of things about a lot of things. She is a former State Department senior advisor, spokesperson. You see her all the time on MSNBC. A frequent host here on SiriusXM on my show. And now she's on studio, which you can watch her now on Facebook Live. Facebook Live, facebook.com/Dean of Radio. Welcome to the show, Nayyera.
Thank you. It's always good to be in studio with you, Dean.
How was Egypt? You were just in Egypt.
Phenomenal. I tweeted a whole bunch of photos if people want to see at Nayyera, Nayyerroar. Shameless plug, but I'm learning from the best.
Of course, it's what you have to do. You enjoy, we sent Nayyera as our special correspondent to Egypt. SiriusXM paid for the whole trip.
I saw lots of ancient things and realized how far we have fallen as human civilization. The pyramids, by the way, are, I think, 146.6 meters high. Exactly. 146.6.
This means nothing to me, these numbers.
I'll tell you what.
I'm not good at math.
Times 100,000 is the distance between the Earth and the Sun. Now, I may totally have messed up the numbers and the distance between sun and moon and all, but just work with me on this. Because what I'm saying is that they actually 3,000 years ago knew how to calculate the distance between the Earth and the Sun.
Okay, excellent.
And that's actually what the pyramids, right? That's part of the astronomy of the pyramids.
The aliens who built the pyramids did that. But
and I can't even explain to you right now why the Earth isn't flat. I just know it's not.
You've flown in a circle to get to Egypt from here, right? I mean, you fly, like, it's not like flat, but in any event. But how is...
But like, I did that, but how do I know? Versus I didn't just fly across a flat thing.
You really don't. There's certain things you have to have confidence in.
Well, no, there's a scientific reason to it that I learned at some point in elementary school and forgot, and that's what scares me. I feel like that puts me in the same category or heading towards stable genius of Trump.
There's no way you can ever be as stable as a genius, because he is one of those rare 71-year-olds who brags about his college grades. See, I don't know too many 71-year-olds who brag about their college grades. You know, all A's, I'm sure. So what was it like when you told people in Egypt you were from the United States? Did Donald Trump's name come up instantly as a response?
Immediately.
And the reaction was stable genius in Arabic. My friend Habibti, stable genius. How do you say stable genius? What happened? What did they say?
They're like, what is going on?
What happened to your country?
What is America doing? And we had the loveliest tour guide for part of our trip, and she's a young woman, had her master's degree, told all these wonderful stories, and really brought ancient Egypt and modern Egypt to light for us, to life for us. And she's like, I just, I had a scholarship that would have allowed me to study in the U.S. or in Germany or in Canada. And I chose Germany because I don't feel welcome in the U.S. anymore. And I'm sure there's many people who are listening like, oh, that's great. That's exactly the solution we want.
Right.
But it's the example of the talent that is out there in the world is no longer interested in coming to the United States. That's going to affect us scientifically in terms of research. It's going to affect us with technology. It's going to affect us pretty much in everything we want to do when we were turning away the world's resources and talent.
And also in tourism, it's going to hurt because people are going to not come to visit the United States if they think they're going to be hassled in front of their family and embarrassed about coming to this nation. And
India, big country that we were courting for tourism because people have money to spend. There's a rising middle and upper class there. Indian people, unfortunately, get confused for all sorts of other ethnicities and minorities, right? Because people just see brown and they think it means terrorist. So they are, a huge drop in tourism from India. It's also hurts in that whole public diplomacy aspect. When you have people who come here and they contribute to American society and then they go back to their home country, as most visa holders do, right? Tourists and people who come for graduate school education, they exchange ideas. They bring those ideas back to their home country, meaning they actually spread good word about America right now. Right now, the only people spreading anything about America is what? Donald Trump, Fox News, CNN?
It's a lot with the Trumpster and that kind of stuff. It's been an insane, although now we know Oprah might run against Trump. In fact, I have a little bit of a preview.
I liked her TV shows better than his.
I have a preview of what Oprah's kickoff speech is going to sound like. Here's clip number 9. Nina?
Cue the drum roll. All right, open your boxes. Open your boxes. 1, 2, 3. You get a call! You get a call! You get a call!
Everybody gets it. But she's going to say, you get healthcare. You get healthcare. You all get healthcare. Medicare for all. Oprah Winfrey 2020. So,
do we all then get like the Dr. Oz and Dr. Phil plan as part of that?
I'm not sure. Oh, you mean free Dr. Oz is a
free
Muslim
pills,
doctor?
Free pills from Dr. Oz, right? Like
right.
free pills and free therapy.
From Dr. Phil.
I feel like we'll need the therapy to recover
That'll
from
be
the Trump administration.
So Oprah Care will be that. Dr.
Care.
Phil and Dr. Oz. Those are the two things. So Oprah Care consists of free watching Dr. Oz and Dr. Phil on TV. When you have your problems, you can email them and some staff. I like Oprah Care. It's back. All right, Nayyera, let's talk about some serious things here. You were gone and Donald Trump went. He's going to go crazy perhaps on Iran this week, which is one of your favorite topics because you predicted that he would declare war. We'd be at war. And I had on Trita Parsi from the head of the National Iranian American Council last week. And I brought that up. And he's no fan of Trump. He hopes that we will not get to a real war, but he said there is a war going on beneath the surface, obviously. Yeah. But what could we see with the nuclear deal with Iran in the next week?
So there's a certification issue, and clearly we have a president who doesn't care what our allies, which Germany, France, P5+1, Germany, France, even Russia was on board with this entire Iran nuclear deal. We will lose credibility with our allies. They will continue to trade and do things with Iran. So only United States businesses will lose out. Key important business, car manufacturing, car distribution, that would be going through
Boeing. Planes,
airlines, all of that. Airbus will have a leg up over, the German cars will have a leg up over American. I mean, that's a big market that was going to open up out of Iran for us. On the business side, we'll lose out credibility and diplomacy. And frankly, we will be further away from stopping Iran from getting a nuclear weapon. At the end of the day, that is what the deal was about. Weapons inspectors are allowed to come in. UN inspectors are allowed to come in and look at what Iran is doing and say it is only for energy purposes. So we lose everything that we would want by pulling out or by saying Iran hasn't complied, and we really gain nothing other than rhetoric, right? Like we gain that, we've made Netanyahu happy? I think that's probably the only thing, because Netanyahu...
Maybe the Saudis.
This is what... I'm so glad you mentioned that. The Saudi and Israel coalition on this is fascinating because they don't agree on anything else. Saudi doesn't even recognize Israel as a state, which is, it's a country. It's there. Like, how do you not recognize that? But they agree on this idea of wanting to take out the Iranian regime.
Sure. So let's balance it. Losing everything versus gaining rhetoric to make Saudi, Netanyahu, and the Christian right happy, because somehow this is going to end up bringing Jesus back. I'm just sure at the end of the day, Jesus returns and things don't work out for the rest of us. I don't think. So this is not good. So Iran, and by breaching this deal, if Donald Trump does not certify it, Congress has to act, right?
Yes.
Again, it falls to Congress. Do you think Congress will do anything?
So we do have some hope on the Senate with Senator Corker. Well, yes and no. I've stopped predicting what Congress will or will not do with a Republican majority, because there are ethical standards that they have clearly crossed. They are no longer tied to ideology or a particular way of thinking. It is all about what is going to be the political win. And as of yet, no one on the Republican side has really pushed back on Donald Trump, particularly when it comes to foreign policy. So I will reserve judgment on that one. I think in a more saner environment, yes, Congress has the capability to stop crazy from happening.
I have so little confidence. Because you had people like Lindsey Graham call Donald Trump literally a kook, a jackass, and a threat to America, like in quotes. And now he's his golfing buddy and he's his best friend. And if you need the Republican Party to stand up, if they're our last best hope to avoid a war, we're dead.
Yes.
Because they're not going to do it.
No. Actually, the military is probably the best one. The people best equipped to stop us from going from war in Iran and in North Korea, because they are the ones, A, who have to pay the price first, B, they're in uniform, and Trump loves his generals and their fancy, outfits and their buttons and ribbons. So he is already inclined to listen to what they say. But there is no real win or gain here for the U.S. military to be engaging in another war in the Middle East or in one in the Korean Peninsula.
All right, so let's take a break. When we come back, we'll talk about cutting aid to Pakistan, that threat. Also the threat of cutting aid to the Palestinians, which he hasn't acted on yet. And apparently over the weekend, I saw Netanyahu was actually saying this is a good thing to cut aid to the United Nations Relief Agency, which helps Palestinian refugees. Why? It's bizarre that he wants to cut it, but others are saying that's just absolutely incorrect and the wrong thing to do. Let's take a break. Come right back here with Nayyera Haq, the Dean Obeidallah Show.